Hey, welcome everybody to the Wrestling Guy podcast. I'm here with Lefty as my co-host. We're auditioning you today, Lefty. Aren't you gonna say anything?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Damn. You're a great co-host. You're quiet. Forget it. Anyways, let me welcome my guest today, Mr. Jake.
What's up, guys? Thank you guys for having me.
How was your weekend?
Great, actually.
It was busy,
amazing,
right?
Super busy. I had a show at EWF on Friday, La Booyah on Saturday, which was, if you guys have not gone, is amazing. And then I had LWP on Sunday.
LWP was that
which
the
is
one with
Durango's show.
Yeah. Is that the one on Broadway?
Yeah.
How was that one?
Great.
Did it rain? Because it was raining.
You know what? It rained, I think, after we were all done. Yeah. So that was, I mean, it's things that didn't really affect us.
Yeah.
But I teamed with Ray Phoenix.
Oh, how was that?
That was fucking awesome.
learn a few
That
things,
was
man.
fucking awesome. No, I learned a lot of things.
Yeah.
I teamed with Ray, and then Doug teamed with Willie Mack.
Oh,
So it was me and Ray against Doug and Willie Mack, and that was a match. If you
Willie
guys
Mack
have-
was added last minute, I think, too.
yeah, a couple maybe a couple days before he had been pasted onto the poster.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know Doug has it on his YouTube, so if you guys want to check that out, that's a match you guys want.
You wrestled with Ray Phoenix. Ray Phoenix, he's my little homie right there. Not little because he's small. That's my homie. I mean, like you said, you learned a lot from him. Was he giving you a lot of advice, like before you guys got in the ring, or?
He was super cool. Obviously he had the crash that weekend, so I could tell he was a bit like exhausted from that weekend. But he handled himself so well, and he's such a professional. So I think that's what stood out to me the most. He was so open. I got the pinfall, so I was like, for him to have like been like, oh, you like that's cool. You can take the pin, like
Right.
you can win for us. For him to, it's kind of cool, and just him coming up with the different spots like together with us, like he was so cooperative. That to me stood out a lot because he could have easily been like, all right, I'm gonna do my stuff. And I don't know what you do, but that you're on. But he was so like, let's do some shit. So I thought that was really awesome.
I'm gonna ask you, how nervous were you? The truth.
I extremely like, yeah, like oh my god, I kept asking everybody, how many matches are after? How many like what's next? Like I didn't want to be next, but I wanted to be next. If that makes sense. But I was the main event. So
that La Booyah, that was on Saturday, and you wrestled. No, you weren't with Eli, right?
No, I was not. I was with Odio de Dios, which is
Yeah,
Brody
I caught some
King.
clips. Like, it's really fast paced. I'm like, whoa, this is legit lucha. Like it's.
that show was a lot. Have you guys been to LB?
I was invited 2 years ago, and I wasn't able to make it.
Okay.
Do they still do the same thing? It's like a kind of like it's all lucha libre thing, right?
Festival.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like the art festival.
Yeah, they've got the museums as well. They've got like the art museum that they put
Right.
out. I know this year was like dedicated to Blue Demon because he
Okay.
was there, and that was really sick to have him around in the locker room.
Man, he had a freaking.
What did he tell you? Did he give you any advice or like did you ask him anything?
No, he was a legend. It was really cool to be with him, and kind of talk to him. It looked like he was filming something. So they're filming something about him because there was cameras on him almost like the entire time. It's funny because I was originally in a match with him. So I was originally in the main, which was like Blue Demon, Valiente against like Chaos and Brody King and Tito. Then they switched it, and I was like, fuck, I could have had two great matches. Fucking Blue Demon on Saturday and then Ray Phoenix on Sunday.
Man, that would have been a fucking awesome weekend.
Yeah, but he was really cool. He was really chill, super open to talk to us. So it was really cool to meet him and have him in the locker room.
And then on Friday at the EWF, and that was your debut, right? At EWF?
No, it's about my I don't know, maybe like my fifth showing there, but it was for the titles, for the tag team titles, and
that's probably why.
that was a story. That was a story. Me and Tyree actually won.
Really?
For like 5 minutes.
That's
Like 5 minutes.
Justin comes in,
And then they reversed. Yeah, they reversed the decision. I was like, damn. But that was a cool moment to have held the title.
Yeah, was this your first EWF show, Lefty?
Going there, no second.
Second.
Oh, you were there live?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I was
Nice.
like on
Okay.
the back, like,
How do you like it compared to
like it's actually like it's you know, it's good wrestling. On top of that, and it's like not many. It's just one good match after the other. It's like really fast paced. So
Yeah.
it's not like
And I heard it's really family friendly.
yeah.
Yeah.
The little kids there like cheering, like they were cheering for this guy, him, and then they were cheering for Adrian Quest, and
Super
yeah,
big.
they
That
just
must have
get
been all
super
the
into it.
that must have been all the young girls cheering for Adrian
Yeah,
Quest.
there was this,
Probably.
I know a girl that shops here that she's in love with Adrian Quest, so she
Really?
probably was the loudest one there.
No, EWF is really good. EWF is great because it's so different from what's on SoCal right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's a lot of storytelling. I've enjoyed working there, so I hope there's some sort of run, like some sort of permanent run with EWF in the future.
Now let me ask you, how long have you been wrestling? Like about a little bit over a year, right?
No, it seemed like it, but it's like 7 months.
7 months?
Yeah, it's like 6-7 months.
Damn.
Yeah, as far as like wrestling on shows,
Right.
I've been training for about 2.5 years now. But wrestling on shows, I'm only like 6-7 months in.
Are you amazed? And be honest, are you amazed that you're having the success that you're having? Because, I mean, maybe not to everybody, maybe it doesn't seem like success, but to me it seems like success because you've been wrestling for so long. Because it seems like your EWF, Santino's, you're like on the main posters on WF. You did La Boya, you did this other show. It seems like you're everywhere. I mean, are you amazed that you're having this much success so quickly?
I'm overwhelmed for sure. I am amazed. You know, I think the best way I can put it is I didn't starting it. I didn't think I was gonna be as busy. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have a show every other week, maybe once a month, twice a month. But I've been really lucky to have been around really good wrestlers and really good people who like put my name out there and kind of recommend me to other organizations, you know? So it's crazy, but I'm enjoying it because I don't want to stop. You know, if I'm on these many shows this early on, as time goes on, I just want to add more. I want to add more. I want to be able to wrestle Friday, Saturday, and Sunday every weekend. You know, like I did it the past 2 weekends. This weekend I only got 2, but like I want to do that every weekend. You know, like that. Because you just get better, you know, you just get better, and that's the goal.
And you still train Monday through Thursday?
Yeah, I still train Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at Santino's.
I'm just gonna say that's why he's over because when he wrestles, see the work that he puts in, like fuck, like his progress. Yeah, I'm like your progress, dude. Like it's among like top level.
I appreciate that.
Wrestle, like,
you know, training's a big part of what we do. So if I don't do that, then
you know, you have some guys that don't train as much.
Yeah.
But they think they're above that. You know, and then
they're like vets.
Yeah. And then you have vets that don't set up the ring. Too, like, you know, like that are not even vets. Like maybe they've only been there a year and they feel like they shouldn't.
You know, I don't really pay attention to that. You know, if they don't want to set up the ring, that's on them. I just worry about myself. And now that if I know that's something I have to do, that's something that people did before me, people that I respect, people, you know, everyone that is somebody in the business will tell you that's what you have to do. You know, you have to pay your dues, you have to pay your respect. If there's one day where maybe I'm the one who's not sitting up the ring, it's maybe because that spot is now for the ones younger than me, the ones who are now coming up, and they need to learn that, but I'll always be there to like help out wherever I'm needed, because, you know, I actually like getting to a show and being a part of that, because it's so much more. Like you get to see, wow, like this is what I'm doing. This, like, every detail stands out to me, and so a lot of people, you know, you're done with wrestling and show, and you're like, fuck, I don't want to take this down, but I can take myself out sometimes after I'm done and be like, that was pretty cool, you know, because you're spending more time with the people in charge, spending more time with the people who run that, with the people who matter. So if there's anyone out there who you know holds their nose up in the air and is like, I don't want to do it, then that's on them, you know, and as long as it doesn't affect me, I know what I'm doing. So.
Back to the vets training too. It's funny because I was on Twitter and I was reading something from Lance Storm. I love Lance Storm. And
yeah, he's
right.
Yeah,
he's straight out, man. And they asked him like, who would you want to wrestle? And he mentioned, I think Randy Orton or something. And he said because he won't gas me out. You know, It's like huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
So going back to the training, do you when you're in the ring with somebody that hasn't trained, can you tell right away, and do you change your style maybe a little bit?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
But I don't change my style.
No,
because
slow it down a bit.
No. Because the way I see it is like you step into that ring, you have to be in the best shape.
Right.
Because I'm doing that. Other people are doing that. People who want to do something with this aren't just. We're having fun, but at the end of the day, the people who want to be the best, people who want to succeed, they'll put in the work. They'll get themselves to that level. And if you get who's not at that level and wants to go with you want to try to challenge him to be as good as you, and you're only gonna you're making yourself better, and you're gonna make the guy better.
Now, when you were a kid, you were a big wrestling fan.
Of course, I would have.
Yeah,
I've heard. No, you're right. You're right.
Some people will be like, "Oh no, I just got into
it."
Jungle. Have you wrestled Jungle?
Almost did at SCWA. It was a fatal 4-way, but he got injured.
Yeah,
he hurt his collarbone.
Yeah, that would be good. I think he was because some people say like, not that they weren't a wrestling fan, but some people get into wrestling later.
Okay.
Maybe like. Right. I coach baseball, and I've had guys that play baseball at like 12. And, they were yeah.
I got into it late.
He's killing it. But how old were you when you got into it?
I
was 8.
Yeah, I was like 7 when I got like into WWE and got into it like religiously, where I was watching it. I must have been 7, but I watched Lucha Libre when they were in Mexico, like forever. Like my family, like I would go over to Mexico. We always go to a lucha show, even if it's local. We always go because they love it. They love like the atmosphere of the fans. So it was always something I grew up watching. I actually watched that before I was introduced to WWE. When I saw WWE, I was like, "Whoa, this is slower."
Right.
There's actual characters, which Lucha Libre does have as well, but it was so different to me.
I think you notice more in the Lucha Libre, at least in my point of view. I think you notice more the athleticism,
the
quickness,
exactly,
more than the characters.
Yeah. You
don't notice the characters till like they stop moving.
Everybody.
Yeah, and the referee.
Yeah.
But you know what? Were your parents there at La Bulla? Because you said they grew up watching.
No, unfortunately, no. My mom, it's difficult for her to get to shows sometimes, just because I have a younger sister, and she's a teenager, and so she's. But unfortunately, she couldn't go. It was something I really wanted her to attend because it was something close to her. She's been to a couple. Take her to the ones that really mean the most to me. Okay. Just so she's not like overwhelmed. But yeah, she's always telling me like, "Tienes que salir bailando." Like you have to go dancing. Like you have to do something so people. And I was like, "Damn, Mom, I'm trying." Yeah, she's always like, "Have you done a dancing gimmick yet?" And I'm like, "Oh God, be my manager, will you?"
You could do. You could talk to Hector Canales. He give you a couple tips on that. Or mariachi.
Oh, mariachi's great.
Mariachi's great. You wrestled mariachi, right? Did you
no,
at the PCW?
That was Jesse James.
Jesse James. See, I'm telling you, all these guests, you get mixed up. All right, go back to the kid. What was the first match you saw that at WWE match that made you fall in love, or even lucha?
Oh man, let's see. First match, I can't remember because I know it was an episode of SmackDown.
Okay.
And there was a segment with The Rock.
I always forget that you guys are so much younger than me.
So I grew up with the Attitude Era. So what I can remember is the first WrestleMania that I watched was 17. And I'm sorry, Rock and Austin.
Yeah, the best WrestleMania of all time.
Yeah, that's one of the that's one of the greatest. I'm glad that was my first one. What at the time my brother was into it as well. Okay. Probably that's what got me into it, and he loved The Rock, and so he imitated him like to no end. And so that kind of, my brother's kind of always been like that guy I've always wanted to, as I didn't grow up with my dad, so he's been the one that I've kind of wanted to make proud. He's the one that it's like whatever I do, I want that handshake from him or that good job, you did it. So growing up as a kid, I mean, he eventually grew out of it, but that's my memory as a kid, was him being so excited. So not just like watching The Rock, using his lines, cutting his promos on me, like all this. And I'm like, it'd be so dope if one day he can see me and be like, I I remember when I felt that way for The Rock, and maybe someday some kid's gonna feel that for you. And to me, with watching that match with him at WrestleMania 17 was something else, because he was into that storyline at the time, and so that was my first exposure, like WrestleMania wise, and it I'm glad it was, because it's something that stuck by me forever. So
yeah. WrestleMania 17 was my favorite WrestleMania up until Stone Cold turned heel, and I got I mean, that's when I knew I was a little. I mean, and I was older already. I was like 21, I think. 21,
dang!
22.
Oh my god!
And I saw it, and I was pissed. Like, what the fuck? Why are they doing this to Austin? Like, why?
Right.
Turning heel, and I was like, you know what? Wrestling got me. I was like, they finally got me again. Like, it made me feel that emotion.
Right. I miss those moments. Dude.
Yeah.
It happened inside of Mania. Oh.
Yes.
Fuck, lost my mind.
Did you mark out?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I was pretty happy.
But you never get those moments anymore. So it's like you have to really appreciate them.
Yeah, because I honestly thought the New Day was going to be like the surprise team, and we were at the house watching it. Remember, and I'm like, oh, they'll probably win, and then the Hardys will come back and beat them, and the Hardys came out. I think he almost died on me. He almost choked on the nachos you were eating.
That's great. I mean, not the choking part. But...
No, yeah. No, okay. So you watched WrestleMania 17, and you were in middle school, probably? Elementary?
Yeah.
Elementary. And then middle school comes, you're still a big wrestling fan. But then you went to high school and you did high school sports, right?
Yeah.
Did you do gymnastics?
I did gymnastics more so, maybe like 10.
Okay.
So lower end of my teen years or whatever.
Was it something you were really interested in, or?
So I played soccer when I was little. Okay, I played soccer as my time. I had to do with my dad for a few years that I did. He put me in soccer, and that was cool. It was great. I think it helped my athleticism. But every time I practiced, I was always flipping. Like I always wanted to do a backflip. I always wanted to do like, I just wanted to be all over the place. And I'd be at home, and like gymnastics and Mexicans don't go together. Like Mexicans don't. Or kids in gymnastics, male or female. It's like what do we do with this kid? What do we do? So finally they found a gym like near in Arcadia, and they were just like, here, do something with my kid, because he just won't stop. You know, I'd be distracted during soccer practice trying to flip all over the place. That was just something I've always wanted to do. I thought it was cool. I would see it like videos on YouTube, and I'd watch like gymnastics, and I'd be like, this is fucking sick. Like I want to do that. And it wasn't common. I had to go search for it myself. You know, it wasn't something you grow up with, especially in a Mexican household. And it like obviously watching Lucha Libre and like finding, you know, AJ Styles later on and like 02, 03 was kind of more like, damn, like that's cool. You can do something with that. So it was, I'm glad my parents just tossed me into that sport.
I am surprised, and I hope I don't offend anybody, but I did not know you were Mexican, Latino.
Really?
Because of the same reason.
Wow. Okay.
Because of when he said something in Spanish before we came on the air. Yeah. Well, no, not because of that. It's because, like he said, you don't see a lot of Latinos, period, doing gymnastics. Yeah. So when I was like, oh, maybe.
I actually get that a lot. And then, like, I also get, like, if I speak Spanish, they're like, what? You speak Spanish? Like, what the hell? That's crazy. And I'm like, yeah. My mom doesn't speak English. So I kind of have to.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, though. I mean, I'm surprised you didn't get, like, a not to be, and I'm not stereotyping, but I'm surprised you didn't get like they didn't stick you with like
I want to venture into that. Yeah? I definitely want to try something. I have been playing something like creatively at Santino's that I've done only at training, that I haven't really done at shows, and that's felt really cool. Booyah. And that's something I definitely want to explore. I like La Booyah was great because I really enjoy I'm really close because my mom is from Mexico, you know, and she's really into that. She never wanted to like assimilate and like try to get into like, nah, she's like, fuck that, I'm Mexican, I'm gonna stay Mexican, blah, blah, whatever. So I grew up with those customs. I still have those customs. It's a part of me. So La Booyah was great because it was like wrestling, my heritage together. Like, so I definitely in the future want to test the waters because like, I mean, that'll just open more doors for me. I can go to crash. I can go down in Mexico and wrestle there. Like, I haven't explored it enough. Like, 'cause I'm 6-7 months in, so I'm gonna try and see where I can get with it.
Bullfight type of thing. I don't know why I could see you like with him,
Dude, that'd be pretty sick.
But you know what? I like that he didn't do that because I think the gimmick would have taken away from the athleticism.
Yeah.
So it's good that you're getting over on the athleticism.
On the rest,
right. And then maybe focus on the gimmick.
Right.
Like I said, I honestly thought you've been around for at least 1.5 years. 2 years.
Yeah.
So when you do the gymnastics, I'm going to ask you the question that, I mean, it's going to be a little offensive, I guess, but
you're good.
Did you the stereotype? Because, you know, you were in gymnastics. Like,
what do you mean stereotype?
You know, they think it's like wrestling. Vince Russo said it on his podcast, which is very offensive, and that's why I want to know. Like, you know, he said that, you know, to be a big wrestling fan, you have to be a little gay.
Okay.
So, you know, when you think gymnastics, a lot of guys assume
right.
Are. And I'm not saying there's not. I mean, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, did you get that? I mean, you know, especially middle school, which is a tough age, you know, at that time, especially when guys are trying to fight each other, and
I was
trying to fight each other, but trying to find themselves.
Sorry, watch your words, man.
Sorry.
I was lucky enough to kind of grow up and be. So it didn't. I never got it. I didn't. As far as related to the sport itself, so the sport never affected me in that sense. It was more so kind of cool because I would go, you know, I'd come to school and be like, hey, look what I learned. And then people are like, oh shit, that's tight. Why don't you show me? You know, like it kind of helped me. I've always, and I said this recently at a class at Santino's, that's always been a part of me, and it's always helped me be me, you know? And like I was asked, Jervis Conbelli is one of our trainers at Santino's, and in his character class, we always practice different things like our entrance, you know, our promos and things that aren't wrestling, the other important stuff. And so when I do my entrance, I do a cartwheel. I do an aerial. It's a cartwheel with no hands. And he's like, why do you do that? And I said, because that's me. Like, that's what makes me comfortable. I don't have to say anything. I don't have to show any. I don't have to, like, as far as facial expression, I just do it. And I feel like people will see that. And there have been times where, like, people will be like, I hear a reaction just from that entrance alone, just from the move, just from the cartwheel. I'm like, all right, I got him, you know? So I have to, that has always been a part of me. So it's never really affected me. It's helped me. It's helped me more than anything in any issues like that.
The reason I asked that question was because, not to put it in a stereotype, was because we do have kids that listen. And I wanted him to say that exactly how you answered was the answer I was hoping for, because there's kids that like certain things and they probably feel like, oh, I can't do this because it's associated this way or it's associated that way.
Don't.
And you answered it the way, like, saying that, you know, you shouldn't let it.
Everyone has a different path.
Yeah, don't. For other reasons, I went through a lot growing up and had a lot of trouble, and I was bullied, and I was a bully myself, and it had to do a lot with like identity issues and a lot of stuff that I went through as a kid. And there was a period of time where I felt ashamed to watch wrestling, and I felt ashamed to like certain things. But I think that anything that you put your mind in, or any passion that you have for anything, there is a group of people that will support you. There's a group of people that will admire you. There's a group of people that will feel the same way that you do. You have to find those people, and if you find those people, you'll be fine, you know. And and if and that was common for this podcast. So I mean, I'm 22. I'm an adult, know who I am. I don't feel like I've found myself. So there's still times where I feel that way, where if I'm doing something, or if I feel a certain way, or if I'm associating myself with something, or if I like this, I still to this day feel like, what do other people think, or what are, and that's human nature, and it's okay. But it can be tough, but just find people that support you. Find people that support you. Find people who are going to care about you, and I think everything else should be fine.
So you found somebody that cares about you and supports you. Me.
Yeah.
And we have our off-air talent that supports you and love you, except maybe the one in the flannel shirt.
She was the loudest one on Friday.
Was she the loudest one? Was it for Jake? Or?
She's no comment. Super.
It was Super Beetle. You know what? I think she was really impressed by Super Beetle.
Yeah.
She mentioned Super Beetle.
$10.
$10?
Yeah, they're legit quality too. They're not like plastic shit. Like
Yeah. Oh no, they're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want some myself.
Did you do any sports in high school? Like in high school? Oh, we were talking about it, actually. I think you did track, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did cross. I did track. I did pole vault in high school. While I was in high school, not at the high school, but like a private gym. And then I mentioned that last podcast, I actually did cheerleading my senior year, and then did that in college. But I tried to stay as active as possible. I hated coming home from school. Like I hated coming. Like I don't know. That wasn't my thing. I wanted to be. I guess I've always wanted to be active. I always wanted to be running around.
Damn, you must have. Did you party? You were busy
after college, huh?
The male cheerleader. Oh yeah, we talked about that. You were like, you didn't pull the bring it on kind of.
finger slip.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I met my wife. Yeah,
she walks over. What did you say?
I can't wait.
So how did you get into so when you graduated from high school, is that when you got into the wrestling? Like you said, you know what I want to do?
Yeah. I went to college, won national championships there, and I was like, you know what, I'm done. This is it. I've done my flipping. Where else can I do my flipping? And obviously I've always wanted to be a wrestler. So I always said as a kid, and I knew I wanted to do it. I had so many different paths in my mind. I was like, maybe I'll go to college, and then I'll get recruited. No, maybe I should do this. But finally, I was just like bored, done with life, and I was like, just fucking do it. And so at 19, I finally signed up, and I started at EWF first, which I think I talked about the last podcast. Started there for a couple months. It wasn't consistent, so they didn't remember me when I met up with them like a year later.
Oh, okay.
But I went like every other 3 weeks as far. I don't live in the Inland Empire, so it was a drive. It was like an hour and a half, 2 hours just to get trained for like 2 hours. Right. So it wasn't worth it for me at the time. And I knew about Santino's, but I wanted to try EWF and see what that was about because they were around longer, you know. Right. And then I found Santino's and started there in 2014, July of 2014. Okay. So, yeah.
Now, did you when you went to do the Santino's? So see, like my little man right here, who's listening,
how's it going,
probably wants to be a wrestler too when he gets older.
Do you?
Do you want to be a wrestler? You get older?
Maybe.
RKO somebody?
Come on. But the best career ever.
When you went into Santino, were you amazed at how hard it was? Because when we watch it on TV, it's just easy.
I see. I like that toy too, man.
Rhino? He's
yeah.
Sorry, see, we conduct business while we're on the air.
Oh, what else would you like?
What else would you like? He's running the store. There you go. Go ahead.
Anyway, so yeah, when I started at Santino's, I actually started on my own. Like I did private training with Robbie Phoenix. I did that for like maybe 3-4 months, and it wasn't until he was like, well, at some point you got to join the class, and I was like, all right, I guess. And my mentality going solo and doing the private lessons was I just wanted you want to start in the business and you want to make it. You don't understand the process, right. You don't understand what it takes. That's just what I want. I was like, I want it now. Yeah. And then joining the class, it was like, oh wait, I gotta keep up. Oh, hold on, what's going on? Oh, it was a lot different because when you're training privately, part of me, he definitely tried to make it as tough as possible as if it was the class. But joining and being around with the others, I started with Doug and Brody. I'm a part of their class, like seeing. And you guys know what kind of cope with that, and trying to make something ourselves and be a good class ourselves. That was a challenge. And there's so much expectations of you at Santino Brothers that it was easy for me because I did sports growing up, so I was accustomed to that. I needed that rigorous training. I needed someone to be on me. Yeah. And I guess that's that's why I ended up going with Santino's and sticking with it, because that's exactly what it was. You know, there's a curriculum, you have to follow it. If you can't keep up, then you'll fall behind. And that it was my not only not falling behind, but at the top of the class.
You'd be a perfect work. You're like a perfect worker, man. Because I'm serious. Like, you like everything. I'm serious.
I like organization.
Yeah, you like organization.
Call me boring, but I like it. I like everything to be organized.
I just throw stuff around. What was the hardest thing that you found in wrestling when you're training?
Opening up and being friends with people. I've always been a reserved person. I've always been much to myself. Don't really talk. Don't really get to know anybody. I've always said this. When I walk into a room, I'm usually not the first person to say hi. What's the first rule in professional wrestling? You have to say hi to everybody. So that was the biggest challenge. That it humbled me, and not in a way that you're like I was arrogant coming in, or maybe a bit, but not that I was like, but just that I didn't know how much you have to respect something in order to be successful, you know? And that to me was the biggest challenge in learning that, because I thought I'll just work my ass to anybody. I'll just be the best and I'll gain success. That's definitely not the way it works. I think that to me was my biggest challenge and probably one of my biggest accomplishments. The fact that it humbled me, and it taught me to open up to people, and it taught me to be friendly and to get to know these people, because you know they're gonna like at least at Santino's they're gonna be in my life forever. You know, they're my brothers. So.
And when you, like you said, you know, you weren't opening up. Well, it was hard for you to open up to people and all that. So when you get to like the mic skills, that must have been really difficult too, right?
Yeah, it's funny. I'll be in the shower and like I'm in the zone and I'm cutting like fire promos like in the shower, you know, just going off.
Lefty's doing other things in the shower.
Shampooing.
Like I'll do like camera promos, or I'll get like the shampoo bottle and I'm going in. I'll step in front of a camera like at Santino's or in front of like the guys and I'm like crickets. And it's like
but is it because you're worried what they're gonna say?
Yeah, or don't to say, like, you know, like there's no script. It's like think of it, and it's like fuck. But
so what happened to all the shower promos?
I don't know. I need to practice more in the shower. Damn. But it's just
yourself like
showering, right? I guess I think that's what I'm gonna
instead
do.
of picturing everybody. What is it? They call it like a crowd.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just picture like a shower curtain there.
That'll help you out.
What was the first promo you cut? At Santino's.
At Santino's, let's see. The first promo I had to cut was, what was my first match? Robbie, and then it was Doug, and then I think my first promo I had to cut was not until like my third match at Santino's, which was against Brody. If I remember correctly, it was so bad probably that I don't want to remember.
YouTube,
and it's probably somewhere. It's probably on there somewhere. But it's just I don't know. I don't know what to say sometimes, and I think a lot of it is like I don't. It's hard for me to like get my personality. So it's like I just have like I see it and I'm like, oh, that was terrible. You know, like even if it was probably good, I'm just like, nah, I don't want to do it.
You did a promo just a couple weeks ago. I saw it on your Facebook.
Yes, I did a couple. I did the PC one.
I think you were like
so that one was the FCW one. Yeah, that was like face to face. I was shirtless, which was stupid. I don't know why I was shirtless. I guess I wanted to feel I wanted to feel cool. And then that was for FCW to promote the Fatal 4-Way. And I thought that one was pretty cool. I was trying so hard to be like babyface, ultra like me, you know, like I'm fun, I'm great, but I think I've gotten to the point where it's like I'm gonna just be me, and that's not me. You know, I'm not Dick, but I'm super baby, you know. So it's like I'm gonna be me. Some people are gonna like that, some people aren't. So let's see where that goes.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Like, when you try to be yourself in a promo, is it like something that's frowned upon? Like maybe like they'll tell you like
I think I think going back to why my promos were so bad was because I wasn't being myself. Okay, so to answer that question, yeah, I think it's actually a lot easier to be yourself, and I'm finding that out now. You know, I did the FCW one, I did the PCW one, right? In my mind, you know, before like the first promos, I was thinking, how do I get these people to like me?
Right.
And I think now it's like I don't care about that. Well, you're gonna like this promo or not, it doesn't concern me. As long as you're watching it, that's all that matters to me. As long as you're promoting it, as long as you're into what I'm saying, that's all that matters to me. So I stopped thinking about, I want these people to like me. I need to be bubbly. I need to be like this super, like, I'm smiling, to like just, I'm like mass. Right. And like, if y'all don't like it, y'all don't like it, you know?
Yeah. Don't be Apollo Crews.
Yeah. No, he doesn't have to worry about that. Like, as soon as he wrestles, like, no, he's already over.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't
like,
have to talk, dude. Like,
you don't have to talk.
Your wrestling speaks for itself.
I mean, eventually I have to talk. You know, they have to get to know me, but.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, even in WWE or Lucha Underground, I think it's easier when somebody's themselves, because, like, I seen, you know, everybody shits on Roman Reigns, of course, and he can't cut a promo to save his life.
Right.
But then you watch him on the network when he's doing just being himself, and he's like, he's funny.
Right.
He's interesting.
Right.
Like, I'm like, where's this guy
in the
promo?
Ring,
yeah. And I think that's what helped The Rock too, since you like The Rock just. That's just with the volume cranked up a little bit.
Yeah, it's not a gimmick. That's him.
Right.
I think one of the things that also helped me out was I don't know if you guys knew, but I went to the Evolve seminar in Orlando.
Yeah, I saw you too.
That was my next question.
Yeah, I did the Evolve seminar in Orlando, which was really dope. And it was me, Brody King, Guy Cool, and Darwin Finch. The four of us went to represent ourselves, but you know, we were the Santinos of the group. And it was great, but William Regal was there. And the thing that kind of like I took away a lot from what he said.
Right.
But one thing that really stood by me was he started talking about gimmicks and like characters. And he was like, some people ask me, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know who I am or whatever. And all he said was, the advice he gave us was, because I guess he's in charge of that at NXT. He's in charge of developing, you know, the talent's character and their gimmicks and whatever. So he's like, I need to have a full-on conversation with you. That's all I need. He's like, I need to get to know you. And I'm like, then that's it. Like, I'm sure you know, people say, just be yourself with the volume turned up. It's like, what is that? Like, what does that mean? You know? And I think hearing that from him saying like, I need to get to know you. I need to know your fears. I need to know like what you like. What do you listen to? What, like, all of like just having a conversation, I can help you come up with that. And so I think that helped me a lot. Those questions, you know, and I'm like, what do you do? Because you know, you go through life and you kind of just do these things. You don't just stop and like think about these things. Like, oh, I do this, and so you just take that and make it something. You know what I mean?
When you got speaking of the Orlando. You know, you came out on TV.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
You came out. I was watching it. I was watching NXT Takeover Orlando.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think that's Brody King and Jake Atlas. Right there. Right. I'm like,
you're right. You're 100% right.
So did you get with your phone blowing up inside? I told them because I'm like,
they should have had the name tags, right? Like, oh, Brody King, and then it should have popped up on like the insiders and stuff. No,
I thought you were a guest of like Candace or something, maybe Candace. I didn't know what you guys were doing there.
Yeah, so Brody King, Aleister Black. So he was really great. He was I got to know him and got to meet him and got to talk to him a lot. He helped us out a lot with the Evolve seminar, actually. Gave us good tips and good advice. I was sitting there like this, I'm like, yes, okay, keep going, you know? But he was able to help us out and kind of have that experience for us. Believe it or not, that was actually my first WWE event, live event ever going to. Reason being, it was my first one. So it was really, you know, we were there with actually Aleister Black's fiance. Yeah, at the or girlfriend. I think they're engaged. I'm not sure. But she with them and getting to know like another side of the industry because you know he's from Europe.
Yeah.
You know, he's European style. So just getting to know that mind and talking to him, that was great. So, but I was really thankful that like because we were his guests, they were able to move us and see. It was funny because the camera. I got up and clapped, and I'm clapping or whatever, and that's when you guys saw.
Yeah.
And then after, I guess they showed something else
Yeah.
at that time live, but the camera was still on us. I remember I turned to look at the camera. Back down. And I'm going to sit right here.
Whose match was it during?
It was Alistair's and Andrade.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you: when you're there, you met with William Regal.
Yeah.
You got to talk to Alistair Black.
Mm-hmm.
You go to NXT Takeover, which was a great show.
Yeah.
You see like the DIY and the Altars
fantastic.
and the
That's
Revival,
right. Yeah.
Right. It was a pretty good card up and down.
Mhm.
Did you ever, in your mind, did you go, I'll be there in about 2 years?
Yeah. Actually, no. Yeah, and I can say that confidently. It's actually me and Brody were in our not on floor. We were in our original seats, and we got there really early. So we got there when like not super early, but like fans were there. The ring was up, whatever, and we were looking at it. And Brody King is one of my great friend in wrestling. We started together. You know, he gives me a lot of advice. Probably one of my number one mentors. That's not my trainer. As far as like colleague, we started together. He knows my wrestling, and then he understands me. So doing that whole like experience with him, you know, we did the Evolve tryout match together. We were there in Orlando together. We hit up other, and that was kind of like the end up of the entire trip. And we were sitting there before NXT started, and we were staring at the ring, and both of us had the same thought at the same time. And I was like, we can't walk down right now. Go in there and kill it and fucking kill it. Like, you know, we belong here or anywhere. Like the people can watch us and be entertained. And he was like, I agree. And that to me was a moment that it still stuck to me to this day. Like I look back at that and I'm like, yeah, I went to watch TakeOver, you know, as a fan, and I enjoyed it and I loved it. But that moment specifically, I'm like, I want to be there. There's no reason why I can't be there, you know? And so I'm hoping that I do whatever I can to get there one day.
Now, one of my, you're wearing my co-pilot shirt, Douglas James. And
plug-in.
Yes, Douglas James actually impressed my good buddy out there, Norm. He thinks he's probably one of the best, right, from SoCal.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Do you talk to him a lot?
Yeah. So, like I said, Brody and I started. Doug started with us too. So it's like we're like a little trio, the three of us. A lot of people like they came up together, all on them, and they've been around for a while. And like there's little me, you know, coming in right behind them, together with a lot of people. My neck. Yeah. So I broke my neck maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
And
you're still doing all those moves?
Yeah, I'm still going strong. I'm still going strong.
What was it, if you don't mind me
I
asking?
was trying something a little bit different onto the floor, and the technique was off. Not onto the floor, onto the mat in the ring. Its technique was off a little bit, and so I landed head first on it.
Was it like that? Not to I'm not making, but like the Lita moment when Lita jumps out of the ring.
Yeah. No. It was like, straight on. Straight on.
Oh,
Yeah. Just straight. Yeah. And so it was a hairline fracture. So thankfully it wasn't anything super serious. But I mean, anything with the neck is serious. It was funny. So that happened, and I rolled out of the ring. Well, I laid there, and like my arms are tingling. I'm feeling numb. I don't understand what's going on because I've never. So I rolled out. I was like, you know what? I'm fine, whatever. I rolled back in and I'm still wrestling. So I wrestled after I broke it. Like I still got in there and was still doing this until finally I did some sort of my neck and I was like, wait, that doesn't feel right. Let me slide out. I went the entire day. I went home and I iced it. I think I still went to work that day, and I just was like, it just wasn't feeling right. It felt like when you sleep on the wrong side of your head. That's what it felt like. So I was like, you know what? It's probably just sore or whatever. I didn't cross my mind that it'd be broken. And the next, I tell my mom, and the next day, next day, she's vamos a ver la señora, like like, guess in my second. And I was like, okay.
That sounds typical.
I was like, all right, let me trust you. You know, let's go do that. Homegirl is like cracking that and like going in and just cracking my back and like pulling the neck, and I could have easily died. Like this was 24 hours like after I'd broken it.
Yeah.
And so whatever, I get home and I'm like, Mom, Senora didn't do anything. Like I'm still,
she made it work.
Yeah, like I'm still. What is wrong with me? So I ended up going to the ER like on a Sunday night, way past how like more than like probably 30 hours after it's been broken. And then I get my hairline fracture in the C6 bone. There's like 7 of them, so in the 6th one there's like a hairline fracture. No surgery required, but I need to not do anything, literally not do anything for 6 months. I had to wear a neck brace. I couldn't move it. 6 months. Brody and Doug did their thing, and I was rehabbing, just on the sidelines, watching them do their thing. But the whole time, I watched it, and it kind of inspired me. And I was like, what a great story would it be if I can catch up? You know, if I can be up there with them one day. So Doug and Brody have played in their own way, have played a big part into me, you know, and just me in general, like me as a person, me as a wrestler, athletically, as an athlete. Doug's really great. Doug's really good. You know, he's really passionate about what he does, and he's really serious. And I can relate to that. You know, I can relate to people who are competitive with themselves, you know, and that hunger. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome, you know? And that, because he comes from like an MMA background, which is very similar as far as like wrestling and like the amount of time and dedication and hard work it requires. So he's about that life. So me seeing him and me having been close with him before I broke my neck motivates me, because I'm like, if he can do it and he can reach the success that he has, I'm ready to do it myself. You know?
I love Douglas because when we rode to Arizona,
and he loves pizza.
Yeah, he loves pizza. Let me tell you. But we went to Arizona, and I'm like, how am I going to win this guy over? Like, he's so quiet, because it was me, Douglas, and I think Mariachi. And me and Mariachi already knew each other. So I'm riding with Douglas, and I'm like, how am I going to win this guy over? And what you don't know is he's freaking hilarious.
Oh yeah,
he's so serious.
Yeah, that's what makes him hilarious.
He'll come up with these one-liners out of nowhere.
Got him.
Whoa!
Just like his drop.
Right. Yeah. And then that was the first ride. And then I think he stayed up with me. He's the only one. He was gonna be my co-pilot. I think he fell asleep. That's why. That's why we
Not a good one, Doug.
Yeah.
Not a good one.
But then the second time we went riding, it was me, him, Mariachi, and Thunder. Oh man, that's where we like, this guy's freaking hilarious. Like, he just came up. He was trying to say things in Spanish, and we're like, whoa. He was like learning stuff in Spanish, and it was like the greatest thing. He kept saying like. Chupa la.
Oh, you gotta do that to him, man.
When you hang out with Thunder Rosa,
that's
you learn some stuff.
All bets are off.
Yeah, you learn stuff that you don't want to know. So he was like trying to repeat, the Lucha Libre shows, how they're very outspoken.
Yeah. He was trying to do all that.
Yeah, he was trying to do all that.
That's Doug.
But he is hard on himself, and that's why I told him, I go, you're gonna go far, because he does, and I think I see it with you too, which is, when you're your hardest critic, you always want to do better.
Do better.
Yeah, and he does. He would always look back at his match, and he was critiquing every little thing about it, and it was very important for him. He would ask me like, right before we started the show, he'd be like, "Can you record me?" And then I would record the whole match from its entrance to the end to the walk back. And I mean, Douglas is how he's not in NXT yet, I don't know. But hopefully
he's
probably missing a couple things, but
no, he'll get there one day.
It's probably what he said, probably the size that hurts him a little bit, but
the crash was a big break for him.
The crash,
yeah. He just did that special.
Yeah. Awesome. So I'm gonna ask you, so we got a couple more minutes, but who's somebody that you haven't wrestled that you want to wrestle right now on the indie scene?
Oh my God. Eli. I have wrestled him. He's won. Let's see. Someone that just pops up in my head. My trainer. I actually want to face Chaos. I think it's a good testament to me as a student coming out of Santino's. I'm always bugging him all the time. We're at training. I'm like, "Where's your gear? Where's your gear? Where's your gear? Where's your gear?" Just because he's dad. He's at Santino Brothers. He's the head. You get his nod. That means the world. And that I don't feel like I've gotten his nod yet. I don't feel that. Maybe he's like, yeah, like you're good, but I want that, like, and maybe I don't want it, but I want to push myself to. And he's someone I definitely want to wrestle in the future and soon, hopefully, because I feel like it'll test me out a lot. I'm like, what do I know? Can I keep up with you? You're the one that taught me everything, right? So he's definitely one I definitely want to go one-on-one with.
Yeah. I know you have somebody in line. I just saw you. Come on, go ahead.
I think a few of us have it. Adrian Quest. I think that'd be a really good matchup.
Yes.
You and Adrian Quest.
Yes. We had a little interaction at OWA, and I think SoCal Uncensored Review did. They were like, a one-on-one with these guys, and that's something I really want to have as well. And he's cool. He's really cool.
Bookers, AWS, Santino, EWF.
Man, because that's what.
Me and Adrian.
What's the other one? The Orange County one.
OCCW.
There's so many damn out here.
Yeah, somebody.
Quest is definitely been on my mind. So if you guys can make that happen, fuck yeah, I want a match with you.
Let me ask you, if you can have one match against anybody, WWE, NXT, Ring of Honor, New Japan, anybody.
Alexa Bliss.
No, not like that, you perverts.
It's intergender, man.
Who would you want it to be? Somebody's saying Kenny Omega, but I'm gonna leave it up to you. You can have it with anybody because you do have a tag team partner, Lucas Riley.
Yes, yeah.
Which I'll ask you about afterwards. So you could even say the Bucks if you want, but anybody. Fantasy warfare right now.
Ospreay.
Yeah.
Ospreay.
Ospreay.
Yeah. I wanna see if I can keep up. I want to learn from him.
You know who I thought you were going to say?
Who?
Honestly, not about Ricochet.
I like Ricochet.
Reason being because...
triple threat?
Yeah, triple threat.
Triple threat.
Well, because, he does a lot of the high-flying...
They both, like, their matches together, I'm always watching, I'm always studying. Because a lot of people, they get a lot of better rep. They're like, oh, they're just flipping. It's like watching gymnastics, but it's like, okay, but there's a story. There's a story going on. Yeah. And if you rewatch that, you can follow that story. So either one of those two are great. But for me, it's definitely Ospreay. I think he's the more charismatic of the two. I'm a fan of both, but I think Ospreay is the more charismatic of the two. So he can definitely bring that, like, fire out of me. And it's a different style, because Ricochet is from the U.S. Yeah. Like, Ospreay is still, like, British style, like European. So it's like, but either one of them is cool for me.
I think Ricochet, he's coming a long way. So I'm glad I
watched him his matches at Evolve. During Orlando. All both of them just tore it up. Right.
He's just waiting for that Lucha Underground contract, and I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Let me ask you real quick, Lucas Riley.
Yeah, he's
a good friend of the store.
Oh, he is awesome. He's honestly like my little brother. Like we look alike, and then like we've clicked ever since I met him. Like he started training while I was out, and then I came in after, and he thought he was all the shit. Like, oh, I'm cool, I'm the flippy guy, blah blah blah. And I remember I did my first class with him. Did a flip, and I remember he told me, he's like, I feel like my career's over now. Like, oh my god, I'm not the one anymore. But no, he's really good, and he's someone that Santino Brothers is like. He's going to be really great on the scene. I don't think people understand how he's so young. He's 18.
18, right?
He just turned 18. So it's like he's so young. People don't understand. He's already so good. Yeah. So his potential will only like rise so much more.
He used to go to the swap meet when I was there, and I think his first autograph signing was with Chris Masters. So I have a picture of him getting master locked by Chris Masters. I think
I have to see all this. He doesn't talk about this stuff with me. No, he does not tell me.
Oh, you need to see.
I just found out he has like this YouTube channel, and like all of them, like, what? Why don't you tell me these things? He has a tag team partners.
where I think he's reviewed a couple of toys here.
Yeah, like Joe. I found out through Joey. I found out through Chaos. I'm like, what the hell? Like,
that's why I think That's why I honestly think he's so charismatic too, because he's always been really open.
It helped him. Yeah. It helped him a lot. So yeah, I've now that I know, it took me. I've known him now like a year or a year and a half, almost 2. I had no idea. No idea until like a couple of weeks ago.
I need to show my wife who he is because I think she doesn't remember. Lucas Riley.
Lucas.
Yeah, but I'll show him. Yeah, there's a picture of him I have, and it's Chris Masters.
I have to see that.
He's only like 11. That. He's been here. Comes in with his friend Zach all the time. You'll see him, and when you see him, it's so funny because he would come in and he'd be like, "I'm gonna be a wrestler. I'm gonna be a wrestler." And when he did the Santino, it's like, I'm gonna go to Santino's. And so now when I see him, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, he's great. We are gonna start tagging soon, so look. That should be super exciting because our styles are similar yet different. So I think we're gonna bring. I want to bring something like that edge to SoCal. So
just remember, you're bigger than him, so don't turn
on. We'll fuck him up.
Truth comes out after a while. Who's your favorite wrestler right now?
Hands down. Let's see. I would have to say, honestly, it'd have to be. You said it. It's so good. Wrestling's just good in general. Oh my god.
Just don't say Omega.
No, I'm blanking out, man. I'm blanking out so bad.
I'm kidding.
Styles has always been a favorite of mine. He's always been great. He's been my favorite since I was a kid. His match with Shane, I was thinking so hard because I didn't want to say Styles, but I always go back to that because he's great. Like he's a great worker. Like like people were shitting on the fact that he had to face Shane McMahon. Yeah. Pulled out a great match for him. Like, so you can't say anything bad about that. You know what I mean?
I say that I was talking about Styles yesterday, and I was saying that he's probably right now the modern day Shawn Michaels because we were talking about Shawn Michaels didn't always wrestle the greatest people either. I mean, you think about it, he had to wrestle. I mean, Mick Foley was not a great in-ring worker, but his gimmick at the time, character. But it helped, Shawn. Yeah. Shawn carried him to a match. Vader. I mean, he's considered a good big guy, but again, I mean, Shawn had to wrestle Taker when Taker was older. One of the best WrestleMania matches.
So you look Shawn in his prime and Styles one-on-one.
That's why I want that dream.
I'm waiting for AJ and Nakamura.
Oh
yeah, one thing
that's gonna come very soon.
And we're waiting for Ricochet to make his WWE debut. Probably next year?
Maybe
next year, hopefully.
I can see that.
He can wrestle. He can wrestle Neville, the king of the cruiserweights.
Oh, he's doing great too. Yeah. Neville's a good one.
Really good.
And Neville and Aries have been tearing it up.
Yeah, I think Neville finally made the cruiserweights legit. He actually established the show for them because they were
they needed that veteran.
Yeah, because you can even see the confidence now, even on TJP or whatever. Yeah, TJP. You can see him now as a heel. He's finally kind of found himself a little bit.
Yeah. So, it was good for the division.
Yeah, it was good for the division. So, so you're gonna be 2 years, 3 years?
Oh, definitely.
We said it already. You heard it here first. 3 years.
2 to 3 years. I'm gonna give you the
same deal I gave Derek. What's her name now? On NXT. Daria. No, but she changed her name. What is it? Sonia Deville.
Is that the MMA girl?
Yeah. I gave when she was Daria. I told her, which I would have a nice video of her saying hi to me. But I told her, when you make it to NXT, I'm gonna make a board for you when next time you come in. So I'm gonna make you the same deal.
All right.
And once you sign that NXT contract, I'll give you a board anywhere you want.
Sounds like a deal.
Anywhere you want. We'll move. There's something we can't move. We'll put you right above the register.
Be more than glad to move.
You want to give any? Hey, you said you had a surprise.
So,
a surprise.
Yeah. So you guys know about Wrestle Circus, a huge event. I will actually be at Wrestle Circus on May 27th. Yeah, I got a match at Wrestle Circus. It's me and actually Brody King. So it's Santino Brothers. It's a kind of a joint thing that Wrestle Circus and Santino Brothers is doing. So I'm hoping, and I'm pretty confident that this might be my breakout. So I'm gonna try to tear it up, have a great match, network and meet as many people as I can. But that's something that I've been very lucky to have been granted. So look out for that. That's at the end of May 27th, Wrestle Circus.
Congratulations.
I think there's gonna be like I'll definitely promote that link so you guys check that out.
Here, right there?
We'll stream it here.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll stream it here. What day? That's a Saturday?
It's a Saturday. Yeah. So, check that out. I'm super excited, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Can you smack Sammy Guevara for me?
Oh, 100%.
Thank you.
I want a one-on-one with Sammy. I want to show him what SoCal's all about.
That's right. Show him.
Sammy, I'm calling you out.
Call
Sammy
him out,
Guevara.
please. Yeah. Anyway. By the way, again, congratulations on the Wrestle Circus.
Thank you. Yes, Wrestle Circus is at the end of May. This weekend I'm at EWF, and then I'll be at a couple Hollywood tapings this month. So catch me on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood on TV soon. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Santino Brothers having another trial camp, so make sure you check that out.
June 3rd?
Yeah, June 3rd. So yeah, big things coming. Wrestle Circus the biggest. Hopefully it turns out well.
You got the crowd. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
I am Jake Atlas. Go ahead and click follow. And then on Facebook, facebook.com/I am Jake Atlas. You can just search me as Jake Atlas as well. Send me a request. I add everybody.
Lefty, you want to give a plug? And stop sending your nudes. All right.
Wrong number, man.
Is that a true story?
Yeah, he just keeps sending nudes. No, I'm just kidding.
No, don't start.
You're like, end it now.
I told you not to be sending me those nudes. No, go ahead. Since you did a great job filling in today, go ahead. A man, a few words.
Come buy stuff at the Wrestling Guy store.
You're not gonna give anybody your Twitter? Real quick before we wrap up, I want to thank you for being on you, Lefty, for such a great job. Man, a few words. Our studio audience here.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, the wife for working the store while we're doing the podcast. And make sure you guys come by to the Comic-Con, Ontario Comic-Con this Saturday. What is it? May 20th. No, May 13th. May 13th.
Yeah.
This Saturday, May 13th, we'll have Mario the Moth, Katrina, and Mil Muertes from Lucha Underground. And then also next month, we'll have on June 3rd, we'll have Jillian Hall.
Oh, nice.
If you don't know who Jillian Hall is, go YouTube her. She was the Britney Spears of the WWE. Maybe she'll sing for us. Also, if you don't remember, she was the one that Boogeyman ate the big old the mole.
I remember that. Dude, that was so long ago.
That was sick. I can't. They send me video of that, and I can't watch it. It's just disturbing. Even though it's not real, it's just it's nasty.
I was a kid when that happens. I was like, oh.
Yeah, you probably had nightmares on that one. And so Jillian Hall, come down June 3rd. Tickets are on sale right now at thewrestlingguystore.com. And make sure you guys check that out. And then make sure you guys check out Jake on May 27th on the Wrestle Circus live stream. I'm sure if you go on their website, you can get the live stream. Check it out. Yeah. And then there's that's all the plugs we got, right, Lefty? All right, and I want to thank Banner Bros, our sponsor for the show. Check them out, bannerbroz.com. Here's their website. All right, for all of us here at the Wrestling Guy Podcast, we're out of here.
Thank you, guys.